I've been moving around a lot. After what happened, I seem to be actively resisting the idea of home, as if home were a kind of trap. Every time I pack, I get a fresh chance to go through my things and decide what to keep. And among the things I've kept, there's a post it note I wrote a year ago with one word on it in German, Verlassenheit. I can't remember what the word means, but when I wrote it down, I thought it was important, so I keep bringing it with me. I have a problem with belonging. I mean, obviously, right? My dad died and my partner and I divorced. And from that place of grief and isolation, did I move somewhere where I would be surrounded by loved ones? No, I moved to a city where I don't know anyone and I don't even speak the language. But on the plus side, there's no one here for me to disappoint. I guess that's what I wanted. The interviewer asks the 85-year-old, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" The 85-year-old answers, "It keeps changing. When I was 5, I wanted to be a firefighter. When I was 10, I wanted to be an astronaut. When I was 15, I wanted to be dead at 27. When I was 20, I wanted to be a writer. When I was 25, I wanted to be an actor. When I was 30, I wanted to be an artistic director. When I was 35, I wanted to be free from student loan debt. When I was 40, I wanted to be a writer. When I was 45, I wanted to be a TV writer. When I was 50, I wanted to be happily ever after. When I was 55, I wanted to be challenged. When I was 60, I wanted to be free from student loan debt. When I was 65, I wanted to feel alive. When I was 70, I wanted to feel connected to everything. When I was 75, I wanted to be an astronaut. What I'm doing right now is I'm trying to charm you. I'm hoping that by now I've said something you found clever or insightful or imaginative or honest. I'm doing this so you'll like me, so that you'll let me into your club, so that I will feel a sense of belonging. Is it working? If it is, then I've also set in motion the end of our relationship because I have made it conditional, transactional. If I want to be your friend, if I want to belong, then I will always have to seem clever, insightful, imaginative, and honest. And I can't keep that up. This is why I can't have friends. I know a professional astrologer. Among her 15 clients, 13 are getting divorced. My astrologer friend is also getting divorced. I think it's COVID, she says. I think we asked too much of each other. We needed too much. We got trapped. We got too reliant. We've all heard of Saturn returns when, around our 29th birthday, the planet Saturn comes back to its original place on our birth chart. My astrologer friend tells me of a much lesser known return called Chiron returns. Chiron is what they call a centaur planet, one of a set of objects that orbit the sun even farther out than Saturn. Chiron in Greek mythology was a wise teacher and healer, and he taught all the heroes you've heard of. Once, while he was training Hercules, he was accidentally stabbed by a poisoned spear. Though Chiron didn't die, the injury left him with a deep, unhealing, and agonizing wound. A little after we turn 50, the planetoid Chiron returns to its original position on our birth chart and gives us a chance to revisit our own deep, unhealing wounds. Later, trying to remember all this, I Googled Charon returns instead of Chiron. Charon was the boatman of the underworld and is the name of the moon that orbits the planet Pluto. So my Google search result told me about Pluto returns, the return of the god of the underworld. The planet Pluto takes 248 years to return to its original position in our birth chart, so it doesn't happen during our lifetime. Astrologers only talk about Pluto returns in relation to institutions like nation states. For example, 248 years after the signing of the Declaration of Independence, the United States re-elected Donald Trump to the office of president. A year ago, I read an article about Hannah Arendt's The Origins of Totalitarianism. I haven't read The Origins of Totalitarianism, but I want you to think I'm smart, so I'm going to talk about it anyway. A section of the book talks about the loss of meaning in the modern world and says modern life is characterized by conditions of homelessness, rootlessness, and loneliness. Ardendt says that totalitarianism bases itself on loneliness, on the experience of not belonging. And the word she uses for loneliness is Verlassenheit, which means the state of being abandoned.